very quickly on film this afternoon, and hopefully never do again. But overall, kind of functionally, just as far as the first practice with some new coaches and really 3 quarterbacks in there that were completely new. That functionally was okay with a very high ceiling.
How different is it out there with 2 new coordinators and some new quarterbacks?
I mean, it's different just in terms of the voices and how they respond to different things. And Brady Hoke has a fresh first step for a guy in his late 50s. He's almost as old as Jerry Allen. He was excited to be back out there. No question about that. And you just kind of, that's one thing you're doing is you try to push everybody in different ways and find out what particularly with the quarterbacks, find out how they respond to things and what motivates them and all those things you're starting to figure out.
How much did that change the January through March, this preparation phase with the coaching staff, just having 2 new coordinators?
How much did it change?
So was the last 2 months any different than last year?
Not necessarily. I mean, defensively, obviously, the terminology is completely new. The structure and how we organize, how we call things is completely different. And so, from that standpoint, that there was more of a curve. But the daily stuff of kind of quality control and trying to fit different people in different spots is very similar.
Can you take us through these next 4 weeks? What you kind of want to see accomplished week by week?
Improvement. I mean, between today's practice, tomorrow's practice, and even Friday's practice, we should ramp up significantly just in terms of knowing where to run to and get the drills going, or get the different segments of whether it's 7-on-7 or red zone or all the different things you do going. But everybody just competing, having great energy and being enthusiastic and working to improve.
Spring ball is also a time for experimenting. How much experimenting do you think you're going to do in kind of flipping guys back and forth between different positions?
Offensively, we'll do that quite a bit. Defensively, whether it's a corner, safety, nickel backer type thing, all that kind of remains to be seen in how guys learn. Is really what it comes down to, and how much you can put on their plate. But we're always in the mode of more this time of year to try to force feed it, because if it works, it's great. If you never tried that, you never know.
What's the status of Pharaoh Brown?
He was out there today and looked great.
100%?
I don't know what percent he would be.
Are you expecting him to play?
Yeah.
Prokop, the front runner at QB, big gap between him and the rest?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, there's not a big gap really after day one. The biggest thing again is just those guys knowing that they have to run the show, and he and all those guys at times they always do. Terry Wilson doesn't know where the bathroom is when he's out there running practice. Just was happy again with their enthusiasm. I think their knowledge base is very good. But now you're doing it with 21 other guys out there and coaches screaming at you and situational awareness and all those things that add up quickly.
What has Dakota done to assert himself as a leader of this team, or even just kind of assert himself to get into the role of being on the team?
Yeah, off the field, he's been around a ton. He's been around the offices a lot and did a great job of according to all these guys of hey, whoever, Darren Carrington or so-and-so, let's run out and do some extra this or that. And so from that standpoint, those reports were all positive.
If you guys that change positions defensively, like we talked about heading in, changing positions officially on the roster, how do some of those guys factor into the new 4-3 scheme or whatever Coach Hope's going to do?
That's the unknown right now. It's just, again, if you're an outside backer, whether you move to inside backer or defensive end or, a safety moving down, it just part of that is genetics and how they grew up. Part of that is their ability to learn the new, nuances of those positions, and we'll find out going forward.
Thanks.